box of matches. I had to set my rod and staff aside to light the candle. Michael wrinkled his nose at the smell of smoke and pushed open the door. Candle in one hand, rod and staff in the other, I followed, my eyes flickering from my surroundings to the candle's flame and back. All I could see was more hospital. Clean walls, clean halls, lots of tile, fluorescent lights. The long, luminescent tubes flickered feebly as though they had all gone stale at once, and the hall was only dimly lit. Long shadows stretched out from a wheelchair parked to the side of one door and gathered beneath a row of uncomfortable-looking plastic chairs at an intersection of hallways. The fourth floor was a graveyard, bottom of the well silent. There wasn't a flicker of sound from a television, radio. No intercoms buzzed. No air conditioning whirred. Nothing. We walked down a long hall, our steps sounding out clearly despite an effort to remain quiet. A sign on the wall, decorated with a brightly colored plastic clown, read, "Nursery Maternity," and pointed down another hall. I stepped past Michael and looked down that hallway. It ended at a pair of swinging doors. This hallway, too, was quiet. The nurse's station stood empty. The lights weren't just flickering here. They were altogether gone. It was entirely dark. Shadows and uncertain shapes loomed everywhere. I took a step forward, past Michael, and as I did, the flame of my candle burned down to a cold, clear pinpoint of blue light. I spat the sack out of my mouth and fumbled into my pocket. "Michael," I said, my voice strangled to a hushed urgency. "It's here!" I turned my body so that he could see the light. His eyes flicked down to the candle and then back up to the darkness beyond. "Faith, Harry." Then he reached to his side with his broad right hand and slowly, silently drew Amaracus from its sheath. I found it a tad more encouraging than his words. The great blade's polished steel gave off a lambent glow as Michael stepped forward to stand beside me in the darkness, and the air fairly thrummed with its power. Michael's own faith amplified 1,000-fold. "Where are the nurses?" he asked me in a hoarse whisper. "Spooked off, maybe," I answered just quietly. "Or maybe some kind of glamour. At least they're out of the way." I glanced at the sword and at the long, slender spike of metal set into its crossguard. Perhaps it was only my imagination, but I could see flecks of red still upon it. Probably rust, I reasoned. Sure, rust. I set the candle down upon the floor, where it continued to burn pinpoint clear, indicating a spiritual presence. A big one. Bob hadn't been lying when he said that the ghost of Agatha Hagglethorne was no two-bit shade. "Stay back," I told Michael. "Give me a minute." "If what the spirit told you is correct, this creature is dangerous," Michael replied. "Let me go first. It'll be safer." I nodded toward the glowing blade. "Trust me, the ghost would feel the sword coming before you even got to the door. Let me see what I can do first. If I can dust the spook, this whole contest is over before it begins." I didn't wait for Michael to answer me. Instead, I took my blasting rod and staff in my left hand, and in my right, I grasped the pouch. I untied the simple knot and held the sack close and slipped forward into the dark. When I reached the swinging doors, I pressed one of them slowly open. I remained still for a long moment, listening. I heard singing. A woman's voice. Gentle. Lovely. "Hush, little baby, don't say a word. Mama's gonna buy you a mockingbird." I glanced back at Michael, then slipped inside the door.